Hello, everyone, and welcome out to Orange County Great Park Stadium for the final game of the 2019 Riptide season. It has been a very enjoyable ride. We appreciate you tuning in all summer long. But we have good news. We are on our way to the playoffs. Let's go out with a bang. To non-league matchup today featuring your Orange County Riptide and the San Diego Surf. With not much on the table and room for error, we like to give players an opportunity to flourish in the positions that they do not get a chance to play in too much during the regular season. So today we have Andre Antone on the mound. Antone started one game previously this year, and that was also a non-league matchup against the Ventura County Pirates. Today he's facing the Surf, and we'll take a look at their starting lineup. Leading things off and at the plate, Derek Legesa hitting second, Mitch Morales. Antone delivers the first pitch of the ball game inside and low for a ball, 1-0. Jimmy McLanagan hits third. Jordan Medina hits cleanup. Chris Begg hits fifth as the 1-0 is chopped foul towards the left side. Kiefer Morgan hitting sixth. Mason Stites hitting seventh. Cameron Begard hitting eighth. And batting ninth, Bryce Mitchell. 1 ball and 1 strike. Antone looks down the barrel to get a sign. The right-hander delivers the pitch. Tipped foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, the familiar voice of Keith Franklin in the stands tonight for the Orange County Riptide. Well, that just goes to show what kind of environment we are going to have tonight. It'll be an exciting one. Any game this guy attends automatically turns into a playoff setting. Hollering left and right, a lot of emotion as the 1-2 trails way outside to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Defensively for your Orange County Riptide. From left to right in the outfield, Chad Crosby, Michael Peabody, and Dylan Rock. At third base, Trey Lipscomb as the 2-2 is popped up towards the right side of the infield in foul territory and ultimately out of play. At shortstop, Carson Matthews. At second base, Max Ferguson. Josh Solomon at first. Connor Aoki behind the plate. And on the mound, the big cat, Andre Antone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. No man down, just getting started. Antone gets the sign. Here's the 2-2. Misses outside for ball 3. The count is full. The last time we saw him against the Ventura County Pirates, we did notice that his command was his #1 struggle. There was quite a few times during that game where he got hitters to 2 strikes, as this is laced into left field past the outstretched glove of Carson Matthews for a leadoff single. But as I was saying, last ball game, Antone got a few hitters with 2 strikes, but he was not able to put them away. That strike 3 pitch seems to come at a premium for the right-hander out of UC Irvine. Mitch Morales steps into the box. He actually leads the team in batting average. Coming into the ballgame with a .359 number. This is hit the other way and into right field. Back-to-back singles to open up business here in the top half of the first inning for the Waves.
Now batting number 7, Jimmy McClanagan.
Jimmy McClanagan steps into the box. Hitting .318 on the season with 21 RBIs. The Riptide are coming into the matchup with a 24-15-1 overall record. Their total in season play, 23-12. On the other hand, the San Diego Surf, 22-13-1. 1 ball and no strikes. The big cat delivers on the outer half and low. 2-0 the count. Leguesa leads off a second. Morales leads off a first. They opened up the top half of the first inning with back-to-back singles. McGlunnigan at the plate looking to at least get them over as the 2-0 travels outside off the plate. 3 balls and no strikes. Jordan Medina awaits on deck. The 3-0 on a platter for a strike. 3-1 now the count. So here are the final standings for the 2019 CCL season. Santa Barbara finishing in first, 26-8. We are in second, 23-12. The Arroyo Seco Saints in third, 18-16, as the 3-1 is swung on and missed to drive the count full. The San Luis Obispo 16-19, the Conejo Oaks 11-22, and the Academy Barons 8-26. It's a cool count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no man down, runners on first and second. Here comes the 3-2 pitch on the outside half, and the home plate umpire pulls the trigger for strike 3.
Now batting number 13, Jordan Medina.
A very nice job there from Andre Antone to battle back from 3-0 to a strikeout. Medina steps into the box. He has runners on first and second. 1 man down. Chris Begg awaits in the on-deck circle. Another beautiful setting for a ball game here in Irvine, California. Our last match of the 2019 CCL season here at home. The Orange County Great Park Stadium has been a great host for Riptide baseball this summer. Back-to-back singles put runners on first and second base for the Surf. It's no balls and 1 strike. Antone looks down the barrel to get a sign. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That's on the outside half, called a strike. 0-2 now the count. Antone delivers the 0-2 pitch. Outside corner, it stays high. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count. Prior to today's game, Andre Antone has thrown complete 8 innings as the 1-2 is a chopper towards the right side. Ferguson is there. He flips to second for 1, on to first. 4-6-3 double play. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. The Surf strand 2 runners on base. We head to the bottom half of the first inning with no score. We head to the bottom half of the first inning from Orange County Great Park Stadium here in Irvine, California.
Peabody.
Well, the Michael Peabody fan club is present. A loud roar for the young man at the plate. On the mound today for the Surf, that is Tyler Brown. The left-hander delivers a ball on the inner half and low. Brown comes into the ballgame with a 1.34 ERA. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Inside fastball and high. 2 balls and no strikes. We'll take a look at the starting lineup for your Orange County Riptide, and it looks like this. Leading off and at the plate, Michael Peabody. Hitting second and in the on-deck circle, Max Ferguson, as the 2-0 is fouled away. Hitting third, Dylan Rock. Hitting cleanup, Connor Aoki. Hitting fifth, Trey Lipscomb. Hitting sixth, Chad Crosby. Hitting in the number 7 spot, Josh Solomon. Hitting 8th, Carson Matthews. And batting 9th, Andre Antone. The Orange County Riptide deciding to go without the designated hitter in today's matchup because, as Ryan Farron, our stats guy, put it, they want to allow Andre Antone to stay in the lineup. Here's a 2-1. That comes back to hit Michael Peabody directly on the helmet. He seems to be okay. He shook it off quickly. Waves to his dugout, says he's fine.
Now batting from the University of Tennessee, number 3, Max Ferguson.
Max Ferguson steps into the box. Michael Peabody leads off of first. The Riptide have 99 stolen bases. Number 100 coming right up. Yes, it is. How about that? 100 stolen bases this summer for the Orange County Riptide. Aggressive base running from head coach Clemente. No balls and 1 strike. Dylan Rock awaits on deck. Peabody a big lead. They've got him hung out to dry. He's sucking a pick on between third and second base. The throw gets away from the second baseman, giving Michael Peabody an opportunity to reach safely on third. Well, so far, welcome to the Michael Peabody Show. Keith Franklin, the superfan, yelling out, Mr. Peabody. Mr. Peabody down the line at third base, representing the first run of the ball game for the Riptide. The 0-1 pitch is in the dirt. Oh, here we go. Now they are asking for a steal of home. Oh, let's see what happens. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the pitch from the left-hander Brown. And the Riptide dugout yelling for a balk. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. On the inner half, caught to strike. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rocking the on-deck circle, Connor Aoki awaits in the hole. No scorer in the bottom half of the first inning. Michael Peabody was hit by the pitch to open up the inning. He then stole second, stole third, as the 1-2 is outside and in the dirt. Nice stop there by the backstop, Jordan Medina. Count even at 2. The left-hander delivers the pitch. Hit right back to Brown on the mound. Puts the glove down, makes the play. No need to throw over towards first. He caught it in the air. 1 away here in the bottom half of the first inning. Dylan Rock steps into the box.
From UT San Antonio, number 22, Dylan Rock.
Well, lefty on righty matchup featuring Dylan Rock here in the bottom half of the first inning. Michael Peabody leads down the line at third base. The left-hander delivers the first pitch of the at-bat. Another good stop there by Jordan Medina, preventing the runner from scoring. Well, the season started in June, and we are here in the end of July. Heading into August as the 1-0 is on the outside corner. He called a strike to even up the count at 1. And I can tell you it's been an amazing journey. So much fun. Such a great stadium. Such a great staff. I am, for one, grateful being able to return here for my second season. I'm excited for season number 3. As the 1-1 pitch is fouled towards the right side. Brown looks down the barrel to get a sign. Time called at the play by Dylan Rock. Connor Aoki awaits in the on-deck circle. A lot of activity going on at Orange County Great Park Stadium today as the 1-2 is fanned out and missed for strike 3. Looks like there is a softball game above the left field fence. There are 3 surrounding baseball fields.
Number 19, Connor Aoki.
The one towards the left being used for softball. Looks like there's a baseball game going to the right. Connor Aoki at the plate. He takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Peabody remains on third base as the 1-0 is in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes to count. The San Diego Surf and your Orange County Riptide closing out the CCL season here in Irvine, California. Lefty on righty matchup. Here comes the pitch. Runs inside and stays high. The count is now 3-0. Brown gets the sign. Delivers the pitch. That one skips away from Medina, allowing Michael Peabody to score. As a matter of fact, or check that, the count was 3-0. I thought it may have hit the hitter at the plate, Connor Aoki, but no, it was simply ball 4.
Now batting from the University of Tennessee, number 23, Trey Lipscomb.
Giving the Riptide a 1-0 lead here in the bottom half of the first inning as Trey Lipscomb steps into the box. Aoki leads off at first. 2 men down in the inning. Brown delivers a pitch. Inside fastball. Lipscomb scoots out of the way.
I think when I played in high school, my number was 23. Oh, yeah? I only played basketball. I didn't play baseball. Oh, yeah, play baseball. Okay.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. Off the end of the bat towards the right side, slicing down the line. Bryce Mitchell gives it a look, but he'll run out of room.
I played Little League a couple of years. That was it. Yeah. 15 was always my number.
I'm really going to miss Ryan Farron. I'm going to miss everyone, but, you know, as a broadcaster, I never had anyone who would give me as much information as Ryan gives me throughout the games. It's remarkable. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Runs inside. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, Orange County Riptide fans, remember, for the 2020 season, we have to start planning now. If there is any family out there, as this is chopped towards the left side and it'll go foul, with a spare bedroom and, you know, they'd like to be a host family, go ahead and contact us via our social media at OC Riptide. You can find us on Twitter, on Instagram, and let us know that you are interested, and we'll send you a player next summer. You can feed him. You can do whatever you want with him. Well, you got to respect them. I can tell. Yeah, trust me. I'm sure he'd appreciate you if you fed him.
Around the pound hits.
Maybe you can dress him up. Let's see what happens. Brown delivers the 2-2 pitch inside. Jordan Medina being put to heavy work behind the plate here in the bottom half of the first inning. Only one ball has gotten past him. 1 of 6, perhaps. Aoki leads off the first, no one holding him on. He goes towards second. That's ripped towards the left side pass to Diamond Kramer Bagard. Taking the turn, but holding at second is Aoki. There's a 2-out single. Hotline drive off the bat of Trey Lipscomb as Chad Crosby comes to the plate.
Now batting from the University of Miami, number 7, Chad Crosby.
University of Miami, that's pretty high level program.
Chad Crosby out of the University of Miami
It's the Ohio one, it's the Florida one.
for his first at-bat of the ball game. Aoki on second, Lipscomb at first. 1-0 the score here in the bottom half of the first inning.
I know they played before the All-Star game.
2 men down.
Yeah, one of them,
Brown delivers a pitch on the inside half, caught a strike. It's now 1-1.
he was actually signed by the Atlanta Braves after one of the games.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Off speed on the outside half, well located. Just caught the outer black for a strike. 0-2 now the count. Josh Solomon awaits on deck. Lefty on lefty matchup at the plate. Brown delivers the 0-2 pitch. Outside corner, this time it misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count.
Home facts and Drysdale pitched.
As I mentioned, I am already excited for next summer. A lot of things going around next summer, including the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. It'll be held at Dodger Stadium. That's going to be a ton of fun as the 1-2 is on the outside corner for strike 3, despite Jordan Medina dropping it. Well, we do cash in 1. We head to the top half of the first inning. You're watching Orange County Riptide Baseball via YouTube Live. Jonathan Ortiz behind the mic. We'll be back.
See if it actually follows the geometric probability.
We head to the top half of the second inning. Jordan Medina leading things off here for the San Diego Surf. The right-hander Andre Anton delivers. Hit down the line and right. Josh Solomon runs out of room.
Just a crooked foul.
Medina out of the University of Northern Colorado. Attended Highland Ranch High School out of Lone Tree, Colorado. He's 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. Pitch misses for a ball, 1-1. So, yeah, as I was saying, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game will be held at Dodger Stadium next summer. They just unveiled their logo today. I really like the look of it, not just because I'm a Dodger fan, but I totally appreciate the design. And they also unveiled a $100 million project to bring renovations to the stadium. This is fly down towards left field. Chad Crosby is there. He could catch that ball while reading a book, 1 away.
Now batting number 25, Kiefer Morgan.
Dead center is 404.
Yeah, it looked like it was about 400, yeah.
Dead center is 404, and then I think 375 or 3 something on the side.
Kiefer Morgan at the plate. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. Off speed, well located for a strike. Good looking pitch. Here comes the 1-1. That's fouled away. Mason Statuate's on deck. 1-0 ball game here in the top half of the second inning. Anton delivers the 1-2. Slapped foul towards the left side. Anton has 1 strikeout in the ball game thus far. In the top half of the first inning, he surrendered 2 singles, 1 strikeout looking, and a 4-6-3 double play to get him out of trouble. Time is called at the plate. The count remains 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Slap towards the left side. 1 hopper to Trey Lipscomb. He throws across the diamond to Solomon. 2 away.
Now batting number 9, Mason Stites.
Stites steps into the box. A good start to the ball game thus far for Andre Anton after surrendering back-to-back singles. He's done a nice job recovering. The right-hander delivers a pitch. That's on the outside corner. Just misses the black for a ball, 1-0. One ball and 1 strike the count. Flied out towards right center field. Peabody makes the play. He dropped it, but I guess the home plate umpire just signaled that he made the catch in time. Well, we head to the bottom half of the second inning. 1-0 remains the ball game in favor of your Orange County Riptide. Bottom half of the second inning here in Irvine, California. Josh Solomon at the plate. Takes the first pitch for a ball on the outside half.
It's time for a Slurpee.
The 1-0 swung on and missed, even up the count at 1-1.
No. What's wrong with you? Should stop and get one on the way home.
I guess Slurpee handed me more burger.
There's one
Shake.
Here comes the 1-1. That's chopped towards the left side. The third baseman, Begard, is there. He throws across the diamond, 1 away.
You can get one of
No,
these,
I
I
mean,
guess.
we have
You're gonna
like in
go-
Dallas or whatever. I see a bunch of 7-Elevens.
He's gonna go
Now batting from BYU, number 5, Carson Matthews.
Back to Riverside.
Probably, yeah. And then I
You're
for
gonna
sure.
go to Barstow?
Carson Matthews out of BYU steps in with 1 away.
I take 10 over.
Brown delivers a ball below the knees. 1-0 the count.
You get a Slurpee on the way out of town.
Yeah, we have those in Dallas or whatever.
Hit towards the left side. Backhanded stab by Mitch. Throw across the diamond. Picked out of the dirt very nicely by Mason Stites. Very nice play there by Mitch Morales.
Andre Antone.
Andre Antone steps into the box. The Big Cat, his name in the organization here for the Riptide. That's the nickname that was given to him. He's adopted it, and as I said the first time, I understand where the first part of it comes. He's big. He's a big guy. Not too sure why they call him the Cat. Ryan, do you have any idea?
Guys later, another guy's home run. We actually came back and won the game.
Ryan's fairly close with the players, so I like to ask him a lot, you know. Here's the 0-1. That swung on and missed, 0-2. I really wonder, as a pitcher, what is your approach to an at-bat? As the 0-2 is taken for strike 3.
That was quick.
Yeah, I wonder if you just kind of stand there and say, you know, just throw it at me. I'm not too interested. But then you have pitchers like Madison Bumgarner who hits home runs. Well, we head to the top half of the third inning. 1-0 Riptide. Top of the third inning, Andre Antone remains on the mound. Delivers a fastball on the inner half for a ball. It's 1-0. Cameron Begard at the plate. Right-hander delivers. The 1-0 pitch is fanned out and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bryce Mitchell awaits in the on-deck circle. 1-1, runs too far inside. 2 balls and 1 strike, now the count. Here comes the 2-1. Inside pitch. 3 balls and 1 strike. So as I said, there's a softball game going on. And one thing I've always enjoyed about softball games is the chants. They have awesome chants. You know, I wish we had chants like that in baseball. I remember in Little League we did. I remember we wanted to get into the pitcher's head. We'd be yelling out, pitchers getting nervous and all this stuff. But I don't know if it worked any. But, you know, it was fun. It was a fun environment. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count here to Cameron Bogard. Bogard out of Washington. It's a full count, 3-2. Bryce Mitchell awaits on deck. Antone delivers. On the outer half for strike 3. Throw it around the horn, Connor Aoki. Strikeout number 2 for Andre Antone.
Now batting number 37, Bryce Mitchell.
You're doing a lot better tonight. I don't know how many innings they're going to throw.
Yeah, well, it didn't look good at the first couple of batters.
Bryce Mitchell,
I know, the first couple of batters was a little.
a Delta College Mustang. Steps into the box. For the Mustangs in 2019, he hit 179 with 6 RBIs.
In high school, he was so fast that he pretty much literally threw it by everybody.
He had everything picked up today.
Yeah. Now it's different. Now he has to actually pitch.
Delta College is actually one of the 4 teams that made it to the Final Four for the 3C 2A championship in Fresno, California. The 0-1 is ripped out towards right field. Dylan Rock goes back. He'll stay in front of the track. Not too much danger whatsoever. 2 away.
Now batting number 5, Jared Bugazza.
I believe for the Final Four, it was El Camino College, Orange Coast College, Delta, and Santa Rosa. Orange Coast and El Camino faced each other in the championship. Pitches on the outside half, runs all the way to the backstop. Derek Legasa at the plate. He singled his first time up. He's 1 for 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 hits in the ball game for the Surf. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Here comes the 1-1. Off speed. I guess out in front. 1 ball and 2 strikes, now the count.
Pitcher's pitch.
The right-hander looks down the barrel to get a sign, delivers a 1-2 that stays up high to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Keith Franklin, the super fan, is still singing here in the top half of the 3rd inning. As the 2-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. That's 3 strikeouts in the game for the Big Cat. To the bottom of the 3rd we go. 1-0. Riptide. Well, Michael Peabody, who stole the show in the bottom half of the first inning, steps into the box here for a second at-bat. We're in the bottom half of the third. Lefty on lefty matchup. Tyler Brown remains on the mound. He delivers the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Peabody was hit by the pitch. He was hit right on the helmet in the bottom of the first inning. Everyone in the stadium held their breath, but Michael Peabody got up quickly as he rips this one towards the right side, but right into the glove of Bryce Mitchell, the right fielder.
Now batting from the University of Tennessee, number 3, Max Ferguson.
That'll make room for Max Ferguson, who will line out right back to Tyler Mound. The left-hander delivers the pitch. Slider on the outside half for a strike, 0-1. Dylan Rock awaits in the on-deck circle. The CCO playoffs are scheduled to start on Thursday, July 25th. The championship game for the 2019 CCO season will be played on Friday, July 26th. Then we have the California State Championship, which will be played on the 27th and 28th. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The left-hander delivers the pitch. That one's in the dirt. 3-1 is actually now the count. We had the scoreboard mixed up. Dylan Rock awaits in the on-deck circle. Connor Aoki in the hole. 1-0 ball game here in the bottom half of the third inning. Brown delivers the pitch. Popped up towards the right side of the infield. Chris Begg on the outskirts of the grass will make the play. 2 men down.
Now batting from UT San Antonio, number 22, Dylan Rock.
Out of UT San Antonio, Dylan Rock, who struck out swinging his first time up, gets a second chance at it.
The Turtles football team still undefeated?
Yes. Yes, they are. No losses. Ever.
The left-hander delivers a pitch. Off speed on the outside half. It stays up high. 1 ball and no strikes.
The basketball team last year actually made the NCAA tournament for the first time ever. Well, I'm not the Division I tournament.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That runs inside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes now the count.
Yeah, they won their first game, and then they were playing against one of the superpowers on the road in the round of 32. They almost pulled out.
Only 1 hit in the ball game for the Riptide. That was a single off the bat of Trey Lipscomb.
People back, but they didn't make it this time. There's so many teams in the division that the standard to get into that tournament is really
Connor Aoki awaits in the on-deck circle as the 3-0 pitch misses for ball 4.
21, and then they used probably like 28 and like 5 or something like that just to make the top 64 teams.
Now batting from Binghamton University, number 19, Connor Aoki.
Out of Binghamton University, Connor Aoki steps into the box. He walked his first time up, has no official at-bat in today's game. Okie Goki, the chant, greeting Connor Aoki as he steps in for a second at-bat. Throw back over towards first base, not in time. No movement in either bullpen. I'm curious to see how long Andre Anton is scheduled to go. There goes the runner from first. Throw down towards second is offline. It sails into center field on his way towards third. Getting there safely is Dylan Rock.
Stolen base on there? Okay. Thank you.
Stolen base in each.
I want to hear the interview. That'd be a good interview.
He's in.
1 ball and no strikes to count. Hit towards the right side and out of play. Count is even at 1-1. Our first game of the season was on June 2nd against the Palm Springs Power. Then we faced the San Luis Obispo, the Ventura County Pirates, the Barons, and the Saints. That following week, they won 2 runs inside to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, I want to take time to reflect on what was my favorite memory of this season. I think, without a doubt, it had to be the 11 consecutive strikeouts from Jones. I enjoyed that so much. It was so awesome to watch as the 2-2 pitcher swung on and missed for strike 3. To the top of the 4th inning we go, 1-0 in favor of your Orange County Riptide. Mitch Morales leads things off here in the top half of the 4th inning for the San Diego Surf. You know, for the longest time, I have no idea why. I thought they were San Diego Waves, but... Oh, they are the San Diego Waves? Wow. No wonder. I was like, there was something that was bugging me. And the reason why this confusion comes into the play was because last year it was the Orange County Surf. So these guys are the San Diego Waves. Yeah, so these guys are the San Diego Waves. That sounds much better. The 1-0 is on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 now the count. It'll be Mitch Morales, Jimmy McLennigan, and Jordan Medina this half inning. The 1-1 pitch is hit foul towards the right side and out of play. Only 1 run has scored this entire ball game, and that came during the bottom half of the 1st inning. Michael Peabody scored on a wild pitch. Not much action offensively in today's matchup, though we are only in the top of the 4th inning, so who knows what's to come. Morales singled his first time up. He's 1 for 1. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. On the outside corner, swung on and missed for strike 3. Throw it around the horn, Connor Aoki, strikeout number 4.
Now batting number 7, Jimmy McLennigan.
Jimmy McLennigan steps into the box. Struck out looking his first time up. I was very intimidated by his last name at first glance, but it's written exactly the way it is to be said. The first pitch of the at-bat is on the outside corner. It misses 1-0. Jordan Medina waits in the on-deck circle. 1-0 ball game here in the top half of the fourth inning. Antone delivers a pitch. That one tipped foul. The count is even at 1-1. The 1-1 is off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike now the count. Two and one runs inside. McLennigan simply gives his back. He's hit by the pitch.
Now by number 13, Jordan Medina.
Jordan Medina steps into the box. Again, he is out of Lone Tree, Colorado. He attended Highlands Ranch High School. McLennigan leads off the bag at first base. 1 man down in the inning. This is hit off the end of the bat towards the right side, towards the San Diego dugout. Comes the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. Well, the San Diego Waves surely had a long bus ride, perhaps 2 or 2.5 hours from where we are located. Here comes the 0-2. Instead, it's a throwback over towards first base, not in time. McLennigan gets back safely. Again, the CCL playoffs are scheduled to start on Thursday. One ball and 2 strikes. The count. Here's a 1-2 from Antone. That's lifted towards the left side. Chad Crosby right in front of Michael Peabody makes the play for the second out of the inning. The big cat, Andre Antone, on the mound, and he is doing a lovely job thus far. He's out of Laguna Niguel, California. 6'5", 235 pounds. He is huge. Clemente Bonilla, the head coach, out to the mound to have a chat. The entire infield's coming in. Looks like there'll be a pitching change. And it's Michael DiFilippi who will be given the task here in the top of the fourth inning. Well, Andre Antone does a fantastic job. Gave up only 2 hits, no runs, and he struck out 4. We'll take a short break. DiFilippi now on the mound. Michael DiFilippi takes the mound here for the Orange County Riptide. He's actually out of San Diego, California, so he's playing a team that is close to his heart. Lefty on righty matchup. 2 men down to the inning. Fastball is high. 1-0.
Looks like Andre could pitch an inning or two in the playoffs.
Yeah. Looked good tonight.
Did a pretty good job. Just couldn't waste during the last month.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That stays up high as well. 2 balls and no strikes. DiFilippi will be an incoming freshman at Pacific University in 2019 during the fall. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. On the outside corner for a strike, 3-1. Kiefer Morgan at the plate. The 3-1. There goes running. Throw down towards second base. They got him. Or check that. That was a walk. So the second base umpire had no jurisdiction on the play.
Now batting number 25, Kiefer Morgan.
Hit towards the right side. Antonio Cruz takes a few steps back. He'll make the play. To the bottom of the 4th inning we go. 1-0 in favor of the Riptide. Out of the University of Tennessee, Trey Lipscomb steps into the box here to lead things off in the bottom half of the 4th inning for your Orange County Riptide. Tyler Brown remains on the mound for the San Diego Waves. Yes, they are the Waves, not the Surf. That was my mistake. One ball and no strikes to Trey Lipscomb. Chad Crosby and Josh Solomon await on deck. Here's a 1-0. That's fouled towards the right side and out of play. Even at 1-1. Count even at 1-1. Pitch swung on and missed. Drives the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, in our first game of the CCL playoffs, we expect to see the Arroyo Seco Saints as the 1-2 pitch to Lipscomb runs too far outside. Seems like it'll be DJ Sartorius leading the way for the Riptide in Game 1 of the CCO playoffs. Here comes a 2-2. That's in the dirt. The count is now full 3 balls and 2 strikes. On the outside corner for strike 3, Trey Lipscomb looks back at the umpire in disappointment. 1 away.
Now batting from the University of Miami, number 7, Chad Crosby.
No balls and 1 strike. Out of the University of Miami, Chad Crosby at the plate. He struck out looking his first time up. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Josh Solomon awaits on deck. 1-0 ball game, bottom half of the 4th inning. 7:45 the time. That 1-1 pitch is on the outside corner, nowhere near the strike zone, according to the dislike of the folks in the OC Riptide dugout, and also the hitter at the plate. That's ripped out towards the right side. The right fielder in front of the right field fence makes the play. 2 men down.
Now batting from Columbia University, number 4, Josh Solomon.
Josh Solomon steps into the box. He grounded out towards third base his first time up. The left-hander delivers the pitch. That's in there for a strike, 0-1. Lefty on righty matchup at the plate. Time called. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. It drives the count to no balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 0-2. Too far inside and in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count. A very slight breeze blowing out towards right field. The sun is setting here in Irvine, California. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That's on the outside corner. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carson Matthews awaits in the on-deck circle. Here's a 2-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Top of the 5th inning we go. 1-0 Riptide. Cool. 1 ball and no strikes. DeFilippi remains on the mound here for the Orange County Riptide. We started off the ball game with Andre Antone. 1 ball and 1 strike. So we have a special guest in the booth today. So Don, our scoreboard guy, decided to bring in his nephew, and his nephew has a really cool job. So he has a YouTube channel by the name of In the Loop. Of course, as I mentioned, you can find them on YouTube, so go ahead and check out their videos. His name is Josh Everett. So, Josh, you literally travel the country and sometimes even parts of the world checking out roller coasters. We're here in Southern California. What's the best roller coaster here in SoCal?
So the best roller coaster here, I think, would be Twisted Colossus at Six Flags Magic Mountain in Valencia. It's a very intense roller coaster. There's actually 2 separate lift hills.
Okay, perfect. So what do you think goes into making a roller coaster, I mean, just a fun ride, just in general?
So there's different things that can make a roller coaster fun. Most of the coaster enthusiasts, the holy grail is airtime. It's that moment that you're thrust out of your seat. But also some lateral G, some left and right movement, and some twists and turns are also desirable, as are inversions, which turn you upside down.
Wow, you see, going into this interview, I really just wanted to ask you how you even got into dictating whether a roller coaster is fun, whether or not it needs some improvement, and also just the terminology you would use when describing a roller coaster, but you've done it very successfully there. So you said it's located at Six Flags. What was the name of the roller coaster again?
It's called the Twisted Colossus.
Twisted Colossus, okay.
This used to be a wooden roller coaster, and a few years ago they ripped out all the track, and now it's a steel roller coaster, so it's much smoother and faster than it used to be.
Wow, okay, that's interesting. So just as a whole, what do you think is the best amusement park here in Southern California?
I do prefer Magic Mountain. I'm a big roller coaster fan, and they have the best collection of roller coasters. Universal and Knott's Berry Farm are also 2 of my favorite parks in the area.
Ah, very interesting. That's cool. Well, fans watching via YouTube Live, if you have any questions here for our roller coaster enthusiasts, go ahead and ask. I mean, when do you have an opportunity to ask these kinds of questions, right? It's actually a very, very interesting thing here that Josh does. So, dude, that's awesome, man. Congratulations. Make sure to check him out on YouTube once again. That's In the Loop. I'll definitely go ahead and do so myself, as the 1-0 pitch is fouled towards the right side and out of play. Oh, well, Josh will be here for the entire game, so if you guys have any additional questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat section via YouTube Live. Here's a 1-1 on the outside corner. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. DeFilippi looks down the barrel to get a sign. Delivers a 1-2 pitch. On the outer half, it misses. Bryce Mitchell at the plate. Drake Leggett on the top of the lineup, a wait on deck. DeFilippi takes a look back. Delivers chop towards the right side past the outstretched glove of Josh Solomon, but it goes into foul territory anyway. Well, defensively, a few changes here for the Orange County Riptide, so we'll give you their lineup as a whole. Crosby in left, Max Ferguson now in center field, Antonio Cruz now in right field, Trey Lipscomb at third, Carson Matthews at short, Blake Fadul at second base, Josh Solomon at first, Eric Bagani now behind the plate, and DeFilippi now on the mound in place of Andre Antone. Three balls and 2 strikes. Well, Keith Franklin, the super fan, trying to give a source of life to the atmosphere here in Orange County Great Park Stadium. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Chopped towards the right side. The second baseman, Fadul, is there. He'll throw on over to first. Meanwhile, the runner advances towards third on the play. Jarek Legeza steps into the box. He singled his first time up, then struck out. No balls and 1 strike to Legeza. No balls and 1 strike. The left-hander delivers the pitch. Head towards the right side and out of play. DeFilippi looks down the barrel to get a sign. The left-hander delivers. Hit out towards center field. Max Ferguson. Well, does not have to come in that far. Actually, Blake Fadul was perfectly located on the right side of the infield. Thought it would make it all the way towards center, but never mind. To the bottom of the 5th we go. 1-0 Riptide. Carson Matthews leads things off here in the bottom half of the 5th inning for your Orange County Riptide. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Tyler Brown remains on the mound for the Waves. Lefty on righty matchup. Here comes the pitch. Runs too far inside. As a matter of fact, it's in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike now the count. Andre Anton awaits in the on-deck circle. Andre Anton is actually now the designated hitter in the lineup. There's a broken bout ground ball towards the right side. Carson Matthews tried to get his money's worth. He ran down the line hard but did not make it in time. 1 man down here in the inning.
By number 30, Andre Anton.
No movement in the bullpen yet here for the San Diego Waves. 5th inning of work for Tyler Brown. He's only surrendered 1 run and 1 hit. That 1 hit came off the bat of Trey Lipscomb. No balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 is below the knees, even up the count at 1-1. Blake Fadul awaits in the on-deck circle in Michael Peabody's spot. The 1-1 is on the outside corner, called strike 2. One and two pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. Second strikeout of the ball game for Andre Antone.
Well, I mean,
Now batting from Santa Clara University, number 9, Blake Fadul.
From Santa Clara University, Blake Fadul given the spotlight here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. There's 2 men down. Not much action in this ball game whatsoever.
2 or 3 days to prepare, and then I'm
1 ball and no strikes to count.
and then I'm going to Germany. Yeah. I'll just be home for a couple of days here and there until mid-August we'll be back in Germany.
The 1-0 in there for strikes, even up the count at 1-1. Max Ferguson awaits on deck as the 1-1 pitch is hit towards the left side, slicing down the line. It'll fall and foul, according to the home plate umpire. In today's game, it's an all-league matchup, so there is only a 2-man umpiring crew. The home plate umpire got the best look of it, and he dictated that it was foul. 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 3. Top of the 6th inning we go. 1-0. Riptide.
Where does that information come from? Says he's making all the changes.
His eyes. Kyle Palm.
Oh, really? You just look down there and see?
Well, the first pitch of the bat misses. 4 ball, 1-0.
40, Kyle Palm.
Kyle Palm's now at the plate. David Lewis in response to your comment. We have nothing to do with the focus of the camera. It's all simply based on your internet connection. So if you see it get blurry by any chance, there's nothing we can do on our side. We've noticed that if your internet connection is not the strongest, you will lose the quality of the image quite a bit. But then when it's up and running well, you'll see a good screen. 2 balls and no strike to Palm at the plate. DeFilippi delivers. Grounded towards the right side. The second baseman is there. Throw on over towards first. 1 away.
Make sure this is Jimmy McClanahan.
Yeah, it is.
Jimmy McClanahan steps into the box.
Jimmy McClanahan.
Who's the guy on deck?
Number 2, Jacob Igawa.
Jacob Agawa waits in the on-deck circle. Pitch runs too far inside for a ball. 1-0. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Two balls and 1 strike to count. The left-hander gets the sign. Delivers on the outside corner. It's called a strike. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the San Diego Waves. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors for your Orange County Riptide. That pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. Right around the horn, Eric Bagani.
Wait till the 8th inning.
Now batting number 2, Jacob
What
Agawa.
happens in the 8th inning? They're going to blow the lead. Remember when we went to Dodger Stadium, the 8th inning took like an hour?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it did. It did.
Head out towards center field. Will it be trouble? Yes, it will. Center fielder will play it on a hop.
Now batting number 6, Chris Begg.
Chris Begg now steps into the box.
9 runs scored that inning? Yeah, that's right. Rolling right along, and then we were
Top of the 6th inning, 2 men down. DeFilippi delivers. That's on the inner half. Nice block by Eric Bagani behind the plate. Here comes the 1-0. On the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Well, I already shared what was my favorite memory of this season. I'll go ahead and ask my buddy Joseph De Peralta. Joe, what's been your favorite memory of the season?
Can you come back to me?
I'll come back to you, man. No worries. The 1-1 is the chopper towards the left side. The shortstop flips to second, and that'll put an end to the top half of the 6th inning. And the bottom of the 6th, we will find out what the best memory or the most favorite memory of the season is for Joseph De Peralta. 1-0 Riptide. Max Ferguson leads things off here in the bottom half of the sixth inning for your Orange County Riptide. New pitcher on the mound for the Waves. The right-hander Ben Morales out of Murrieta, California, will be a senior in 2020 as the 1-0 stays up high and off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. We'll take a look at Morales' numbers during the 2019 season. That's hit towards the right side. It'll let go. Yes, it will. Foul ball nonetheless, says the first base umpire.
Very loud strike.
Did that stay fair? Mo is over there.
It was foul.
6.65 ERA last season for Morales on the mound.
Foul, home run is just a strike. Yeah, that's true. Never been high.
Here's the 2-1. That runs inside for a strike. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1-0 ball game, bottom of the sixth inning. The right-hander delivers. Off the end of the bat towards the left side. Here comes their left fielder, Derek Laguesa. He'll make the play, 1 away.
I like that other pitch one better, except it was foul.
Now batting from Rice University, number 1, Antonio Cruz.
Out of Rice University, Antonio Cruz with 1 away here in the bottom half of the sixth. So, Joe, back to your question. Favorite memory of the season? Hit towards the left side. The third baseman, Begard, is there. He'll throw across the diamond, 2-man down.
Just one right there.
Now batting from UNLV, number 25, Eric Bagani.
That's probably my favorite right there.
Yeah?
Okay. As far as in-game goes, that game where we came back in the 8th inning and won, I forgot which game, who we played.
Against the Foresters?
Yes, 6 runs. That was
Ryan Francis, 6 runs in the 8th against the
6
Foresters.
runs in the 8th in the Foresters, but
Double and then Aoki's home run
Yeah,
immediately after.
that's it.
Right before the All-Star break.
as far as like not in-game, like I think learning who I am and my process of doing stuff in the booth here, I think that was also my favorite too.
So from your first game of being a public address announcer, because this is your first ever position as a PA, right?
Yeah.
So from your first game to where you are now, how much do you think that you have progressed?
In my eyes, I feel like I haven't progressed, but that's something you have to ask someone else, a third-person perspective. So that's something you would ask yourself, I would think, me personally.
Oh, okay.
Now batting from the University of Tennessee, number 23, Trey Lipscomb.
So when you say you don't think you've progressed, what do you mean by that?
I mean, I've progressed as far as organization goes and pronunciations and just overall. I mean, I've progressed, yeah.
So progress has been made,
Progress has
but
been
I feel
made.
like you're just being a harsh critic upon yourself.
Yeah, right.
Maybe you just don't think that you're at the level in which you want to be.
Exactly.
As Zap Leader falls into shallow right field, the runners advance to third and second base with 2 men down here in the bottom half of the sixth inning as Chad Crosby steps into the box.
Very aggressive. Yeah.
Now batting from the University of Miami, number 10, Chad Crosby.
But I see your preparation, though, and it's definitely gotten much better. I see you even have your script written out and stuff like that. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure your confidence still has built up, at least from the first game, right?
100% has.
Another question. Are you coming back next season?
I would love
That's
to.
the money question
I would
there.
love to come back next season if
Really?
Mo accepts me.
Oh, Mo said it's already a done deal. You'll be back. No balls and 1 strike, 2 men down. Well, if there are any teams, anyone who needs a public address announcer, Joseph De Peralta is available and he is willing. Though during the fall, I believe you stay out in Nevada, right?
Yeah. And
So,
then
I
during
mean-
the spring, I'm gonna be doing spring baseball for the university up there. So
Oh, so you're going to be doing spring baseball over there at UNLV?
UNR.
Oh, UNR,
University of Nevada,
okay.
Reno.
Oh, okay, perfect, perfect. You already hit them up. Is that already established or whatnot?
Actually, it's not established, but I'm just speaking it into existence.
Oh, okay, perfect. Way to go, Joe. Runners on third and second base. Chad Crosby at the plate. A 1-1 ball game in favor of your Orange County Riptide as the 1-2 runs too far inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'd love an interview with Ryan Fern, but he's way on the other side of the table. Man, that guy is such an interesting person. His brain is full of baseball. It's crazy.
I'll come over next time.
Okay, he said he'll come over. I'm so excited. The 2-2. Did he go? Second base umpire says he did. Well, that's not the first time I've seen a second base umpire dictate whether or not the swing was made. I don't see how you have the better perspective being right in front of the play, but it is what it is. Top of the 7th inning, 1-0 tie. Well, Justin Lewis, the left-hander, now takes over on the mound here for the Orange County Riptide in the top of the 7th inning. Would you look at that? Ryan Farron, the man of the hour, the star of the Orange County Riptide. He does it off the field and only off the field because, well, he doesn't play. But I can tell you that the players and the coaches definitely look to him for expertise. This guy is a baseball Bible. It's remarkable.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Ryan, first off, tell me, one thing that we've established between you and I is that you've never played a game of baseball in your life, as the out is recorded at first base. You've never played a game of baseball in your life. You've never seen live pitching in your life. Where does your passion and your drive for the game stem from?
How about number 22, Drew Thomas?
It was a game, I guess, that was always familiar with me. I would always be playing, I mean, not playing, like, I'd always be like, around the game for my family. My grandfather was a big Dodgers fan. My dad was a big Dodgers fan, even though I never really took that. But I didn't really realize I wanted to, like, always be involved in baseball until I worked for my high school team. and I was kind of like a bench coach for the team. I would do a lot of stuff, and I realized in something of that capacity, I'd want to try and do that long term, and now I'm doing it at University of San Diego.
So essentially, what do you want to do in the realm of baseball?
I think when it's all said and done, I'd want to have some type of decision-making process ability with the major league team when it comes to like the draft or amateur signings, because that's kind of like what I've always been gravitated toward.
If you were not to do something related to baseball, what would then be a career path for you? Or do you think that your desire to work in baseball is simply you mixing together what career you would like along with the game you love?
I mean, I'd like to stay in sports. If I had to choose another one, it'd be basketball. But that's just why I played all my life. But I couldn't picture myself doing anything that isn't in baseball.
Okay.
My number 14, his name is
Yeah, so Ryan definitely helps both Joe and I out here with pinch hitters and, just substitutions in the lineup. So that's what he's doing here with our public address announcer, Joseph De Peralta.
Yeah. If I had to do something not sports related, it'd probably be something involving like data analytics,
Okay.
but not sure exactly.
Yeah, so that was similar what I was referring to as this will be a 2-out double. So it's simply you being into just things in regards to numbers, in regards to data and analytics, but you want to apply that towards a game of baseball. So it's a good mix for you, right? It's definitely something that you're passionate about with a game you're passionate about,
Yeah,
and that's
for sure.
remarkable. So you said your grandfather and your father were big Dodger fans. Why did that skip past you, Ryan? We're huge Dodger fans here in the box. Why not you?
From being from like Ventura County, you get to watch both the Angels and the Dodgers on, Fox Sports West and Prime Ticket when the Dodgers, were easily available to watch. And when I started following baseball, the Angels were winning more. So that was, more enjoyable for me to watch, and they kind of just stuck because it was just after they won the World Series in 2002. So I started following like 2004, 2005. So Vladimir Guerrero Sr. and Gate Anderson were my favorite players.
Oh, well, we had a foul ball that came back towards the press box here. No damage done whatsoever nonetheless. All right, so you're a little bit more of an Angels fan. Though you've said that you're not a fan of any team.
No,
You just
I
like...
have no loyalty.
Yeah, you have no loyalty.
I'll root for the team I work for. That's like that's my priority. So like, I'm rooting for Riptide today.
Ah,
I
okay,
root for USA
perfect.
Baseball. I root for anyone that like I've ever met or I've ever been affiliated with. So, I'll root for if a guy from USD, is currently in the minor leagues. I'll root for him while he's playing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we have to talk about this, right? The last outing with Nick Jones, you said there'd be a lot of strikeouts, pardon me. There was 11 consecutive strikeouts as that one hit off the glove of the shortstop and skips into shallow left field. The game is tied up at 1. Is it more often than not that you say something and it comes into fruition pertaining to baseball? Is there another situation besides that one of Jones where
Dylan
you
Mackey.
found yourself to be right about it?
Not that right.
Not that, right?
No. Yeah, I would. I mean, I'm probably not right most of the time. It was a matchup I thought was favorable for Nick Jones, and he really took advantage of the opportunities he got. Yeah, that's for sure. I'd like to think I'm right more than I'm wrong, but that was just an extreme case of me being on point for that case.
The 0-1 throw back over towards first. Do they got him? No, they do not. No, they do not, pardon me, according to the second base umpire. Well, Ryan, it's something I just have to ask. What do you do in your free time to prepare for your job? Because, there's not necessarily a guideline. There's not a script for you. There's not necessarily a course that's going to enhance your knowledge of the game of baseball, and especially go ahead and guide you to where you are now with the knowledge you possess and the wisdom you do in baseball. So, what has gotten you there?
I guess before Riptide games, I'll go through the opponents that we're playing. For non-league, I won't. Just it's not readily available. But for example, for like Arroyo Seco, knowing the starting pitcher ahead of time, prepping, knowing his tendencies, trying to give the coaching staff just as much information as I can find to give some sort of competitive advantage, and just be as prepared as we can, because in summer ball it's not really readily available. It's a lot of guys from colleges we hear from the first time. So,
Was there a point in your career where you actually felt that the coaches and everyone in the front office was taking you serious? Or more so, when was the first time that you realized, like, wow, they're actually internalizing what I'm telling them and, putting it into action?
like ever or here?
And just in general, where you thought that your credibility was established?
I would say the first time was probably in high school, just because there were I was a sophomore when I joined, helping my baseball team out, and there was seniors who at the banquet would be thanking me in front of all the parents for all the help I did, and I think a lot of the parents didn't even know who I was. I didn't really talk to the upperclassmen a whole lot except for during baseball. So just to see that the impact I was making was helping the team win, and we made the playoffs for the first time in 11 years. So that was something that I thought was really cool to be recognized, and made me think that I could do it long term.
So you say that here now where you are in your career with the Orange County Riptide, the advice that you give to the coaching staff, they definitely go ahead and internalize it?
I mean, I don't expect everything I give to be utilized. It's one of those things where if they think it helps and if it follows something that they want to use, then they can use it. If they don't want to use it, then they don't have to. But I'm just trying to, give them as much stuff as I can, and then hopefully it will help.
Ah, interesting. So, Ryan, just a final question. I'm sure a lot of parents are curious about this, and, due to the credibility you have pertaining, to the knowledge of baseball, I think you're a good person to ask. When drafting a player, what goes into the anatomy of making sure you go ahead and submit a good pick?
I think the first thing is probably one of the more understated things, and that's just the person themselves. Making sure they're a good personality, show good effort on the field, not messing around, someone who you think would be a good representation of who you're trying to draft for. And then aside from that, it's, depending on the position, it's the tools. There's 5 tools for hitting. It's the bat for hitting, bat for power, speed, fielding, arm, trying to see how many of those are either already there or projectable. And for pitching, it's partially, how hard you throw, and then also what your arsenal is and how effectively you can use it.
Okay. Perfect. And I know I said that would be the final question, but just one more to squeeze in there.
Okay.
How important do you think statistics really are when going ahead and dictating whether a baseball player is talented or not?
Not 100%. There's so many things that you can see out of a player that are way more than the statistics. There are players who perform better and mean more to the team than the statistics may say they are. And then there may be some players who their numbers look good, but they haven't really made as much of an impact as they should have. So it's used, but you can't rely on it 100%. You need to be able to have a mixture of both the eyes and the numbers.
All right, perfect. Well, right on time. Here's the ground ball towards second base, but would you look at that? It skips right underneath the glove of the second baseman, and my goodness, that is probably one of those errors that you don't see all too often. Why? Because the play should be made any day of the week. A 2-1 ball game now in favor of the Waves.
We have 2 errors.
And they only have 5 hits.
It's 5 hits,
2 errors.
5 hits, 2 errors.
They're both on
2 errors?
5 hits.
Fidal's was
and
an
2
error
errors.
shortstop.
Yeah. It shouldn't be 6 hits and 1 error. It's 5 hits and 2 errors.
Well, it's a 2-1 ball game now here in the top half of the 7th inning. 2 errors in the inning has cost the Riptide 2 runs across the play. Lewis throws back over towards first base, not in time.
You must have counted one as the error that I counted as a hit. Okay, I'll change it later.
The 0-1 is hit out towards left center field. The play is made. That puts an end to the inning. To the bottom of the 7th we go. 2-1, Waves. Josh Solomon leads things off here in the bottom half of the 7th inning for the Riptide. They are down by a run, 2-1 the score. Well, joining me now is the general manager of the Orange County Riptide, Mo Gohagan. First off, I'm often very intimidated to say his last name, but when he broke it down for me, it wasn't too hard whatsoever. So, Mo, talk to us about your history here with the Orange County Riptide. What brought you into the mix, and what future plans do you have for this ball club?
Well, the Riptide started 5 years ago. Been in the CCL. This is our 4th season, and this will be our 3rd straight trip to the playoffs. The last 2 were championship game appearances. 2 years ago we won it. Last year we finished 2nd. So pretty excited about this season. Organization-wise, we started this program. Basically, the first thing was to give opportunity for local Southern California players that play out of state, far away, a chance to come home and play on a highly competitive team, since they're so far away from home all year from their families. That was the first goal with this team, is to do that. Getting in the CCL was very important because it's one of the best, I'd say top 5 leagues in the country. A little biased with that, but I truly believe that this is one of the top 5 summer leagues in the country. And then, you know, out-of-state players, the opportunity to come to Orange County is a great opportunity. It's a great place to play during the summer. Weather's great. There's things to do on the off days, and our host families are amazing.
Okay, perfect. So one thing you've mentioned to me is that recruitment starts right after the season ends for the next year. So, for example, this year the season ends in July. In August, you're already preparing.
Yeah.
Talk to me what that recruitment process is like.
Well, we'll start about mid-August. There's some schools that like to place their players early, so we'll get on the phones and get on the emails with different coaches we have connections with. We've built up some really fantastic connections with some really good schools. Texas Tech and Tennessee are 2 that come to mind. Texas Tech is one of the premier programs. Tennessee is a program on the rise in the SEC. So we definitely want to get some of those players locked up from those schools. And we're always looking to build relationships with other major universities across the country. And every year we're looking to get put together a really competitive team. We're looking to get guys that are draft eligible guys that scouts want to see out here. And ultimately our goal is to get every single one of these kids a chance to play professional baseball at some point after their college careers. That's the #1 goal with this team. And then second goal is to win and have fun when they're out here, because winning is more fun, and that's part of player development, is learning how to win. So I think that's something that we've done a pretty good job at, and hopefully we'll keep that going.
Well, that sounds like a pretty good plan. So in regards to actually selecting a player to play for your team, you have to get permission first from the school, or do you first approach the player?
Well, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. There's certain schools that we have relationships with that we call and they say, this is who we want to send you. And generally speaking, we'll take those guys. And then there's some schools that, I do a lot of research on the internet and follow college seasons and follow a lot of local players that leave to out-of-state programs, and I start to put together their board and try to put together piece by piece of what kind of players we want to bring in. And we'll reach out to schools, and sometimes we'll strike out with certain guys, but we've got a plan for the next guy, and that's the early season part. And then obviously during the spring we fill in what we need to with what we haven't already placed, but we usually get probably 60-65% of roster placed before January 1st.
Wow. So before you even see how they perform, during their regular season, you already have guys lined up to play.
Yeah, I would say 60-65% of our guys are lined up. We have a lot of trust in the guys. And
that's it out towards right field. It is deep, it is far, and it is gone. You can say bye to that one in 3 different languages. Sayonara, aloha, and adios. All tied up at 2. Solo shot deep over the right field fence. All is well in Irvine, California. It's a party. Let's indulge. Let's have fun. Let's play ball. And let's keep the momentum going.
See, that's just great right there. Chris was a kid that we picked up in early June, because a lot of our guys weren't here yet, so we got him on a temp contract. He filled in for us till some guys got here, but he was the coaching staff loved him so much, and he was such a hard player for us, and he just wanted to be part of the team. Really didn't have another summer team to go, so he was the one temp player that we kept on this roster, and he knew he was going to get limited at bats. He just wanted to be around these high-level guys and get better during the summer, and that's just great to see in the final game. He comes in and pinch hits and hits a home run. It's amazing.
That's awesome, man. That was a shot, too, over the right field fence, no doubt about it. So, Mo, tell me this. Over the years, who has been that one player who you were just so excited to bring in?
That's tough. For the Riptide, I would say, well, obviously Dominic Fletcher comes to mind. He was the CCL League MVP in 2017. He ended up getting drafted in the 2nd round this year. He was a freshman All-American when he came in here for us. He's a local kid from Cypress High School. His brother was in AAA at the time with the Angels. Now he's in the big leagues with the Angels. So Fletcher was a definite obvious guy that we were really excited about. That's from a position player standpoint. And from a pitching standpoint, I was super excited about Caleb Killian, Texas Tech kid that we brought in as a freshman. Really good arm. He ended up being in the rotation, getting drafted this year in the 8th round. And he played, last summer he played for Team USA the year after he pitched for us. So those are 2 guys that come to mind. But every year there's a group of guys, from different levels and all kinds of different backgrounds. This year's club's got a bunch of really good guys. They get along. So we've been very fortunate. We've had 9 guys drafted this last draft, and just for being only our 5th year as an organization, it's excited to see. I'm excited to see what these guys do, and I'm always rooting for them. And when they get drafted, it's super exciting. We always in the off season say Riptide family, and we follow these guys, and I'm guessing a lot of these guys are going to have impacts at their colleges next year, and we're all going to talk about, part of our family, what they're doing during their college season. It's always exciting to see.
Yeah, that's something I've noticed that via the Orange County Riptide Twitter. You guys definitely keep up with past players, and you like to support and encourage them and know that, though they're ahead in their career, they will always be an Orange County Riptide. So, Mo, another question for you. You've had quite a few coaches ever since the start of the Riptide. What goes into hiring a head coach?
Coaching's been tough because the college summer season is a quick grind. It's long days. It's the summer. It's a grind. Players, you never know what kind of group of guys you're going to get in as a coach. It's a crapshoot every summer. Different personalities, different problems. Sometimes you have a great group. Sometimes it's a little bit tougher. So it's tough for a lot of these coaches because, we try to get in qualified coaches that understand the game. And so we'll go to break here.
Yeah.
And we'll continue that.
Yeah, we'll take a short break. We'll continue in the top of the 8th inning. Nonetheless, Chris Abort hit a right field shot to give the Riptide the tie here. 2-2 ball game. Top of the 8th we go. Jacob Eagle leads things. Leads things here in the top of the 8th inning for the San Diego Waves. So, Mo, as you were saying, in regards to hiring a coach, you can go ahead and continue.
Yeah, so the coaching staff, I like to bring in qualified guys that can relate to these guys. Obviously, it's been tough to lock in a staff long term because a lot of these guys find out it's quite a grind. I think every staff I've had has enjoyed it. Obviously, I've had some different staffs. My first coaching staff actually came back last season and did 2 seasons for us, but my head coach, Jason Smith, has a lot of things going on with family and different stuff, but he's a really close friend of mine, and he supported us for 2 years. A couple years ago, we had Tiger Peterson, and we gave him his first head coaching opportunity, and he took it and ran with it, and now is in single A with the Cardinals coaching.
Wow.
So, just like the players, some of these coaches have big aspirations and are looking to move on to other things. This year's staff, Clemente and them, have done a great job. The players love them. I would say one thing about this year's coaching staff is they've been very dedicated to the players and putting a lot of extra time with these players, and you can see the results of how much this team gets along. But coaching staff-wise, when I'm searching for a staff, it's guys that can relate to these guys and understand, like, they're trying to get these guys to professional baseball. And, the other thing they have to understand is we're renting these guys from colleges. So we have to put their health and their best interests before our team's interests. So, like I said, they're all rental players. So
Mo, tell me, what kind of feedback have you gotten from players in past years with how they've enjoyed their time here?
It's been positive for the most part. I would say most of the guys really enjoy, and one of the ways we know that we're doing some things right is that players are telling their teammates that they should come play here, and they actually help us recruit a little bit. And I've heard the same thing. A lot of guys will, tell guys they should come play for the Riptide. So I think we do, regardless of what staff we have in here, we do things the right way from the top up, and we usually recruit a bunch of good guys and a lot of talent, and we win ball games. So, and our goal, besides these guys that become professional baseball, our goal is to win a championship this summer.
Well, we're close. Let's get there, Mo. Thank you so much for your time,
no
man.
problem.
And honestly, thank you for allowing me to come back for my second season. It's been a joy.
All right, appreciate it, Jonathan. We'll see you next year, right?
All right, yeah, let's do it.
right.
Beyond excited for that. We head to the bottom half of the 8th inning, 2-2 tied up here from Orange County Great Park Stadium. Antonio Cruz leads things off here in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Riptide. We are all tied up at 2 runs. We're looking to seal the season with a win. And hopefully that'll be what is in store for us. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. Shots popped up towards the right side and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Antonio Cruz. The Waves scored 2 runs in the top half of the 7th inning, giving them a 2-2, or check that 2-1 lead. The Riptide came back with one of their own in the bottom of the 7th as well to tie the game up at 2 runs apiece. The right-hander delivers the pitch. That's on the inner half and low. It's in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That's popped up towards the left side. The shortstop on the outskirts of the grass will make the play. 1 away. Well, David Lewis, I truly am very grateful for that comment, man. Thank you so much. It's been a fun ride bringing OC Riptide Baseball to you guys. And, yeah, just thank you so much for tuning in day in and day out, watching this broadcast. We don't have any graphics on the screen, so you listen to a lot of my voice to tell you how many outs, runs, etc. So really, just thank you for putting up with me. Thank you for enjoying the ride, and thank you for the kind words, man. And just to all you guys watching Orange County Riptide Baseball all-season long, I know a lot of you guys are family members of the players. Thank you for allowing us to borrow your children. Thank you for allowing us to be entertained by their ability to play baseball. 2 men down in the inning.
Who is that?
Connor Obi.
From UT Arlington.
Yeah.
Connor Elby will step into the box here.
Now batting from UT Arlington, number 2, Connor Roby.
Yes, the Texas boys like to come here.
Already on righty matchup.
Not as hot as Texas.
On the outside corner for a ball. 1-0.
I've actually been to UT Arlington. I've been to UT Arlington.
Justin has really enjoyed this summer season. I'm sure he has. Justin Lewis has been a really fun guy to watch too, man. He has such a great personality. I'm never going to forget his at-bat during the beginning of the season. Yeah, that was hilarious, man. This guy really went up there with some kind of confidence. And yeah, man, he put on the show for sure. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to Obi. That's flied out towards the left side in foul territory. The third baseman to the left of the line will make the play, and that'll put an end to the 8th. To the top of the 9th we go, all tied up at 2. Let's walk it off with a W. Drew Thomas leads things off here in the top half of the 9th inning for the San Diego Waves. Lefty on righty matchup at the plate. The left-hander delivers on a platter for a strike, 0-1. Well, if the Riptide are looking to close out the season with a win, it'll be in walk-off fashion. The last game, well, no, the last game that I broadcasted, which was last Tuesday, I believe, that was a walk-off win. After that, it was similar to a walk-off because I was not here in person. I did watch some of the broadcast online. I know it was a diving play to close out the ball game, and the opponents had the bases loaded, I think down by 1 run. So that was somewhat of a walk-off in itself. So, you know, I'm bummed I missed that game, but I'm glad the Riptide managed to pull it out of the bag. 3-1 the count. That one runs inside and low. Ball 4. Only 4 hits in the ballgame thus far for the Orange County Riptide. They have 2 runs to show for it. That is also accompanied by 2 errors, 2 very costly errors, as a matter of fact. Those errors paved the way for 2 runs to score during the top half of the 7th inning for the Waves. Runner leads off the first. He represents the go-ahead run for San Diego. Top of the 9th inning, all tied up at 2. Here comes the pitch. The bunt is shown, then pulled back. 1 ball, or check that, no balls and 1 strike. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Outside corner for a ball. Count even out 1-1. Riptide scored once during the bottom half of the 1st inning, once during the bottom of the 7th. The Waves scored all of their runs in the top half of the 7th inning. A ball and 2 strikes. Here comes a 1-2. Chop towards the left side and out of play. Well, softball is still being played over the left field fence on that field over there. That seems like a fun setting, and like I said, softball games really do go ahead and depict a fun environment, as it's a bullet towards second base for the first out of the inning. Well, that definitely excites Keith Franklin, the super fan. 2-2 on a platter. And you know what? Here's the thing. When the hitter at the plate walks away for strike 3, it's strike 3. Literally, the hitter just gave himself up. Oh, gosh. Ball 4. Well, that's really funny. When have you ever seen that? I mean, you always see hitters walk away thinking it's ball 4. You never see hitters walk away thinking it's strike 3 without it actually being strike 3. And Victor Lipscomb, thank you so much for the compliments. Compliment, man. Thank you so much, guys. Lefty on lefty matchup here. 1 away. Throw back over towards first base. Not in time. On the outside corner for a strike. 1-1. Well, if I may ask the viewers, since we have a little bit of activity here in the chat section, what is your guys' favorite memory of this season watching OC Riptide baseball on YouTube? We've asked so far Joseph, Ryan, well, Don, now we'll ask you, what's your favorite memory of this season here?
I like the game last week where what happened? It was the bottom of the 9th.
Oh, you like the walk-off win?
And no, it wasn't a walk-off in. They had that. They were ready to score, and the guy hit it right in the gap, and our kid made a leaping jump to save the game.
Oh, yes, that was the game on Thursday. I wasn't here that game. Yeah. The 1-1 pitch transfers over to 1-2. The leadoff runner off the bag at second base. Left-hander delivers a pitch, fouled back towards the netting.
When he hit that ball, I was sure there was going to be 2 or 3 runs on that hit.
Yep. Here's a 1-2. in the dirt. The hitter at the plate holds up. They look over towards the second base umpire to somehow make a better decision than the one behind the plate. Essentially, they both have the same perspectives. One's in front, one's behind. It's only when you're down the line that you should really be given, the opportunity to make the call. As a 2-2 is slapped foul towards the left side, just hit off the top of the netting to keep it in play territory. Two balls, two strikes, one man down.
He was trying to tell me something was different, but I couldn't tell.
The left-hander delivers a 2-2. Off the end of the bat towards the left side. The left fielder makes a play. Two men down.
Number 29, Dylan Matthews.
Dylan McNeese steps into the box. Yeah, as Don mentioned, that was totally my favorite memory. 11 consecutive strikeouts for Nick Jones. That was remarkable, especially since we were joking as a balk is called that it would advance the runner from second to third. But yeah, that 11 consecutive strikeout game was so fun, considering the fact that Ryan, said, it's going to be a lot of strikeouts in the game. So I mentioned that early on in the broadcast, and that'll give the Waves a lead. The runner rounds the back. He's on his way towards third. He'll get there standing 3-2 in favor of San Diego. Kyle Fawn steps into the box. The left-hander delivers a pitch, and there for a strike. Three to 2 ball game in the top of the ninth inning in favor of the San Diego Waves. The 0-1 is a nubbler towards the left side and out of play.
Get into existence, Don. Let's go.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away.
Just like the Dodgers are gonna walk off the Angels.
Here comes the pitch. Hit out the plate, just manages to get a piece of it. The 0-2. Hit out towards left field. It'll fall in for another base hit. It'll score the second run of the ball game for the Waves, or check that of the inning more so, to give them a 4-2 lead.
How about number 7, Jimmy McClenaghan?
Jimmy McClenaghan steps into the box, has a runner aboard at second base, looking to further ensure a victory for the Waves. They have 2 insurance runs, trying to make it 3. No balls and 1 strike to count. Hit towards the right side. Will it be trouble? No, it will not, as the right fielder makes a nice diving stop. Antonio Cruz. Bottom of the ninth we go. 2 to tie, 3 to win. Chad Crosby leads things off here in the bottom of the ninth inning for the Riptide. Takes an off-speed pitch, and that one looked like a strike as well, but it was a ball. But it's in our favor, so we'll take it, right? 1 ball and no strikes.
The makeup call.
A makeup call for sure, right? The 1-0 is a ground ball towards the left side. The shortstop is there. Throw over towards first base. It brought the first baseman off the bag. He is safe down the line. You know, the shortstop was really cocky. He thought he would get it. Before the ball reached him, he pounded his glove. He said, "Come to me, baby." But, you know, didn't work out as planned.
Columbia University, number 4, Josh Solomon.
Is it E6?
All right, start with a big rally. Let's go.
Josh Solomon steps into the box. We are down by 2. We need 3 to win. Off speed, it trickles away from the catcher. The home plate umpire was even in his way. Surprisingly, the runner on first is not on second. Maybe they're playing it a little bit more conservative. It is our final game of the season here in Orange County. 1 ball and no strikes. The right-hander delivers. Stays up high. 2-0 now the count. Josh Solomon at the plate for the Orange County Riptide.
High risk and no reward.
Yeah, you need that second round.
Normally, if it was 1 run, he would do it. Probably.
Yeah.
Not much.
Fandad and miss. It'll drive the count to 2-1.
I'm surprised Clemente hasn't stolen.
No, not this turn.
Get the guy in second.
Won't do anything yet.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Hit foul towards the left side. Well, I'd like to take this time to give a special thanks to everyone who built this Orange County Riptide staff. Dave Lamb, the assistant general manager, Ryan Farron, our baseball analytics manager, our scoreboard technician, Don Easter, our stadium public address announcer, Joseph De Peranta. Big thanks as well to the baseball operation managers, Derek Mills and Nick Minis. Team marketing directors, Olivia Fitzpatrick and Michaela Vitovich. Great job, guys. It's been an awesome ride working alongside all of you. Joseph, man, I'll see you back next season. Come on.
Come back next.
Let's come back. Here's the 3-2 to Josh Solomon. On the inner half, the home plate umpire pulls the trigger for strike 3. Solomon stares him down. He's chirping away.
Now batting from BYU, number 5, Carson Matthews.
Out of BYU, Carson Matthews steps into the box, and this stadium is not all too kind to the home plate umpire behind the plate. First pitch of the AB is swung on and missed 0-1. Of course, the game has no significance overall. Nonetheless, the Riptide do want to close out the season here at home with a victory. It's all about momentum going into the playoffs. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Wow. That's a statement there. Keith Franklin, the superfan, said that he has been inspired by this game.
What do you say, Ryan? Double?
1 ball, 2 strikes. The right-hander delivers the 1-2. High fastball above the chest.
Come on, guys. Gotta win last game.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside, they've got the runner picked off. The throw came back towards first. He broke towards second. He's down there safely.
Get on. Just get on. And let's see if Chris Sabor can do something.
Chris Sabor awaits in the on-deck circle. It's a full count pitch. Man, the last game of the season last year was a walk-off win for the Riptide. This is right back up the middle. The runner on second is cut in between second and third. It's a pickle. The tag is applied to the leg of the runner at second base for the second out. You know, I'm quite surprised that the pitcher on the mound decided to go towards first base, considering the fact that the runner on second base essentially had no sense of importance. He was not the tying run. It was just more so of a tricky play. Aboard at the plate. Hit a solo shot his first time up. Goes the other way towards left field. The left fielder takes a few steps back. That's the ball game. Well, Orange County Riptide family, we thank you so much for joining us for this 2019 season. It has been an absolute pleasure bringing you Riptide baseball all summer long. From everyone here in the booth to the staff downstairs and the players on the field, we appreciate your support. Thank you so much for tuning in and making this yet another memorable season for myself. As Mo mentioned, I hope to come back next year as long as my schedule allows. Thank you once again. May you have a lovely rest of your summer, a lovely rest of your year overall. Thank you so much. Jonathan Ortiz signing off for the final time this season.